Hi everyone. My name is Queen and this is New World Tarot. I'm here to discuss a topic that a lot of you have probably been hearing a lot about lately. You've been hearing a back and forth thing going with a lot of different men coming out with videos speaking about either high value men or how to become a high value man. I would like to speak on the situation as a woman because I feel like a lot of these men are stating things about women, what women want, and how to become attractive to women when they aren't considering what women consider valuable. Okay. So, first things first, there's a difference between high value and high earning. Okay, let's go with high earning. A high earning individual, doesn't matter who it is someone who is probably more than likely in corporate America, or they have some sort of a hustle. It could be like a YouTube, they could be a gamer, they could be someone who invests in the stock market, they could be someone who is an educated person, like blue collar, something of the sort. But this person would be considered high earning if they earn, according to what men are saying, at least six figures. Okay, high value. Well, you have to consider what women value in order for you to become a high value man, because no two women will value the same things. Now here's what I mean. Like, if a woman is upset, are you probably going to get the same reaction from her? Is she going to probably throw a fit, or maybe cry, or maybe act strange or whatever, what have you? Yes, you'll probably get that same reaction from any woman. But when it comes to values, all women don't value the same things. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you a scenario. You could have a woman who was taught to value marriage, to value family, to value a man being supportive, value emotional support, values family, values being honest, being courteous, or something of the sort. Then you could take another woman, and she may have been taught to value money. She may have been taught to value putting herself first. She may have been taught to maybe get her life in order before she starts a family, and something of that sort. So, or you could have a woman who values her education or whatever. So here's the issue that a lot of the men are not discussing. Okay. um there's no way to become valuable to a woman until you know what she values. All right. So let me explain this. So let's say a woman is in her 20s. And in your 20s, a lot of times you really don't know what you want. You're still kind of on the edge of figuring out what you want, trying different things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, in and out of different relationships, kind of trying things out, right? So if you have a 20-year-old, let's say 20 to, I don't know, 26 or 27 years old, um, her values are gonna probably be very different than they would be when if she started dating when she was, let's say, 16 or 17, or let's say if she was a 40-year-old woman. Her values are gonna be different, right? Because if a woman in her 20s doesn't quite have her life together yet, 9 times out of 10 she's gonna be willing to accept someone in the same energy. Meaning, if she's looking for a counterpart to date, right, she's going to be more open to dating a man who probably is in that same era of movement with her. So this person is not looking for a per se a solid commitment, or they may not be looking to get married yet, or they're focusing on their education, or they're trying to, build some sort of empire. They're trying to become a YouTuber. They're trying to do something. Or, she could be at a stage in her life where she might be, working for the strip club, or working for a grocery store or whatever, right? Just to see what works. So both of those people together, their energy can match. So for her, he could be considered the man that comes into her life that she sees that is matching her frequency. So he's looking for work. He's in and out of jobs. He's, gets a good job, sometimes holds on to it and then decides to do something else. That could be valuable to her at that time. So for her in that moment, he would be considered a high value man to her. Okay. So now let's take a woman who's, let's say, in her 30s. By the time you reach your 30s, mid 30s, close to the end of your 30s, you're probably in an energy now where you've established some sort of accountability when it comes to the people that you date. You kind of looking for somebody who's somewhat stable, maybe a homeowner, maybe someone who has been on their job for about 5 or 6 years, maybe someone who has a certain amount of money in the bank, someone who knows they're supposed to open the door for you, somebody who will pay on the date, at least sometimes, or most of the time, or even all of the time. It just depends on what that woman considers valuable. So if you have this 30-year-old woman, she's going to be looking for somebody who matches her frequency, right? So she's going to be looking for a guy who is in the same frequency as she is. By the time most people are in their 30s, they're buying a home. They've been on their job for a little bit of time. Maybe not, forever, but at least like 4 or 5 years. They got some 401k, they got a pension or something going on, right? So you're going to be looking for someone that matches that frequency. So if a man comes along to that woman and he matches her frequency, then that would be a high value man to her. 40s and so on, right? Just depending on where you are. Now let's say, for instance, you take a 50-year-old man who clearly has probably had his life together by now, and if not, he need to check that, right? But let's say you take a 50-year-old man who has been on his job for 20 years. He's getting ready to retire. He owns several homes. He has a successful business. He's worked for multiple different companies. He's had his youth experiences. He's run around with different types of women. He knows what works. He knows what doesn't work. He knows if he wants a woman that's quiet. He knows if he wants a woman that's loud or likes to party or whatever. And he goes out and seeks a relationship with a woman who is in her mid-20s. That man is not going to be considered high value to that woman 9 times out of 10, because they don't match each other's frequency. Okay? She's at a different place in her life. His life has already been established. So if a 50-year-old man goes after a woman in her mid-20s, 9 times out of 10, that woman is going to be looking for financial security from him. She's not going to be looking for what he's looking for. He's probably going to be looking for a woman who's young and vibrant, ready to get pregnant, ready to settle down, ready to raise some babies, ready to cook his food, do his laundry, and lay up under him and be at home and be his companion. She is still in an era in her life right now where she wants to go out, she wants to have fun, she wants to party. She probably doesn't want children right now because she doesn't want to be tied down. She's back and forth, job to job, back and forth, different partners, different relationships. So if a man in his 50s gets with a woman in her mid-20s and then gets upset with her for cheating on him, it's kind of his fault, because you haven't given her enough time to mature to the frequency that you're on. So what I'm saying to you all is, every woman is different. So there's no such thing as a high value man that every single woman wants. There's no such thing. There may be a man that may be a millionaire, and I might not like millionaires because their attitude stinks. I like money. That's why I work. Okay. Now, so in this whole conversation of the high value era that we're in, I would be considered a high value woman. Okay. I make 6 figures a year, more than. So that would be considered high value, right? But I'm in my 40s. I'm in my early 40s. So right now, I'm a truck driver. I'm a YouTuber. I don't I was married for 16 years. I'm sorry, I just put oil on my face. I'm probably shiny. But I was married for 16 years. I did the sit at home, raise the children, do the laundry, do what you need done, go to school, all that. I've done that. That's not my cup of tea. So for me, a high value man wouldn't be a man who wants me to sit at home and be under him every day. A high value man for a woman like me will be someone who understands that I'm on the road all the time. I'm a workaholic. I love to work. It makes me happy. Okay, it makes me happy. It's what makes me happy. So a high value man to me would be someone who respects me, respects my time, respects my energy, and allows me to be who I am and grow into who I am intended to be at some point. Everybody is going to settle down at some point. You get to a certain age, you're just going to do that. Your body is going to force you to. Okay. But I gave up a lot of my youth in order to do the whole family thing, right? That people normally do when they're older. I did that when I was younger. So now I'm making up for lost time. So now I'm in an era where I'm like, okay, I don't know how many days I have left. So let me go out here and, build myself an empire and do what I need to do, because I gave my ex-husband, that power over me. I didn't have my own finances. I didn't have my own stability. I didn't have my own education. I didn't have my own job and everything like that. He supported the family. So when we split up, I was left with me, myself, and my children, right? So I'm at a different point. Now, you'll get some women, like, let's say Kim Kardashian. She waited. She got with a man. She did the housewife thing. But when she got divorced, it worked in her favor because she married a high earning man. Now, was he high value? According to what she said, from what we've read in interviews that she's done, no, he was not high value. He was high earning. High value would be someone that she's not complaining about him having mental meltdowns, somebody who she's not complaining about him being childish, somebody who she's not complaining about her having to be a motherly in their relationship. That would be things that are red flags. Okay, so was he high value? No, he was high earning. And I think people need to learn to separate the high earning from high value. If you're looking for a woman, this is to the men. If you're looking for a woman, stop using the high value narrative. All women are not looking for the same thing. All women don't value the same thing. Okay? So you guys need to understand what you're saying. You sound crazy. Just want you to know that. You sound really, really simple, because how can you know what women want if you don't talk to women? I'll let that sink in. Y'all have a good day.